Since I grew up in Germany, you might think that my Christmas looks a little something like this, but in reality, this is the closest thing I get to a snowflake. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been in front of the camera and it feels a bit weird, to be honest. I feel like I need to get back into the rhythm of vlogging and being in front of the camera and get used to it again. But there is a reason I've been away from YouTube for a while, and I'll tell you in a bit. But Christmas in the Philippines it's a video that I've wanted to prepare and shoot for you guys for the longest time, because the Filipino Christmas it's huge. We start celebrating Christmas in September and end in January, and it's the biggest thing, the biggest like celebration in the Philippines all year. It lasts 4 months, so it should be. But 2020 has been a weird year, and I think it's been a weird year for all of us, and we were never going to get the traditional Filipino Christmas, the way that we always do every year. And this year especially, because on the 21st my Lola passed away. So because it was right before Christmas, it's hard to know how to celebrate or whether you should even celebrate. And also because there was the funeral, it was just, I didn't feel ready to get back in front of the camera until now. But I did take footage during Christmas, and I'm just shooting this short intro now to add at the beginning of the video. But yeah, I think you'll enjoy it, and you'll see a lot of what it's like to be in the province during this time. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you as usual in the comment section below after this video. Also, please like and subscribe and all those things I always forget to say. But thank you guys for watching, and I missed being back on YouTube, so I will try and get back into the rhythm of making weekly content. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you, well, later in this video. Oh wow, it's so hot. It's so hot. Oh, that's just the weather. This is what I really missed while I was in Manila. Just being able to have so much space to walk around outside, and there's this massive field we're about to plant trees in. And in the battle of dog versus pig, dog won. The kids play all the time, and it's really lovely to watch. So what's happening at this point is that the village men are getting together to cook the 2 fresh pigs that we got from the farm and preparing them for our dinner tonight. I didn't want to show you the explicit footage of what is actually happening because it might be a bit too graphic for people who haven't seen that type of thing before, or for people who don't eat meat. But once I got over the initial shock of what was actually happening, I actually thought it was so interesting, and it was also so nice to see how everyone comes together for this. It's almost like a social gathering, but they're preparing the food, they're cooking for dinner. And I think the tradition actually comes from Spain, because the pork that we eat is called lechon. It's a very, very traditional dish that we have, especially at Christmas, but all through the year. And I think it comes from the Spanish heritage is what I Googled. So yeah, I will show you just in a bit the kind of equipment that they use for cooking the pig, the fire, and it's really interesting. But again, as I said, I didn't want to show you anything too graphic, but please feel free to ask any questions in the comment section if you want. But yeah.
Hello.
And this is how we light the fire so that we can start cooking. And how the meat gets chopped. And of course, the vegetables are all prepared to go with the meat as soon as it's ready. For Christmas, we always have loads of mouths to feed because it's the time where everyone comes together. So here is a massive portion of pancit. This is sapin, which is a rice coconut dessert. And then this one is my favorite. It's called puto, and it's a steamed cake. Obviously, we have loads of rice to go with it all. Because my Lola just died, we had a lot of mass held at our place, so we had to prepare a lot of food for the visitors. This is a Filipino gesture called mano, where you put somebody's hand against your forehead, and it is a sign of respect towards your elders. It's hard to celebrate when you've just had a death in the family. Normally we have a lot more food, but we just took some of the pancit from the mass this year and had that for our Noche Buena dinner, which was still nice because at least we were together. We wanted something sweet afterwards, so this is us preparing the traditional Christmas Filipino fruit salad.
Why is cheese, although a fine creation, being put into fruit salad?
I don't know. I guess it's because it tastes really good.
Taste test. Is it good?
Super. Not during the moment.
This year, because of COVID, carolers are not allowed, and caroling is such a big part of Christmas, so this is how we managed to find an alternative. I figured because it's already dark, I might as well show you these Christmas lights that we saw while we were driving around. And I think that Christmas lights are a huge part of Christmas anyway. And in the Philippines, we have them from September until January. And this is the Belen, which is a depiction of the nativity scene of Jesus Christ being born in Bethlehem. And now it's time to go home because we have a big day tomorrow. This is the first time I'm experiencing a Filipino funeral at an age that I'm old enough to remember, and the tradition is to have a wake the week before the funeral, and then on the day of the funeral, you walk behind the carriage, which has the body, all the way to the church.
She was tired, she was in pain, but she was still smiling and rejoicing in the Lord.
And then because it was open coffin, I found it so much harder than any other funeral I've ever been to. So after a funeral, it is very, very normal to have a big celebration afterwards. Even though you've just cried your eyes out, even though you've just grieved, it's normal to have a massive celebration celebrating the life of that person. So what we're going to do now is we're going into San Juan, we're going to have a nice meal, we're going to spend time as a family, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, just, being together at a time like that. And yeah, so I will take the camera with me and show you around. We arrived at the Great Northwest, which is just a typical place for social dining and gathering, but because of the COVID restrictions, it was all very, very different. The only thing open was this one, which is El Union Cafe, and it's very, very popular, but I wanted to look around and see something else. I've been here before, and so I really wanted to go back and eat makai bowls, which I had before, and there was also a pizza stand where they had really good pizza, but everything just seems to be closed. I mean, if you look around, nothing's open. On the bright side though, regardless of whether it's open or closed, the views are just amazing here, and it's just a nice place to be with family. We looked around and tried to find somewhere to eat, but this place seemed to be the only place open, and I don't know, we wanted to go somewhere else. We ended up going to this place, and I'm not going to include the original audio of this because I was recommending the place, and now I won't recommend it because even though the views were just amazing, the food was actually kind of bad and the service was kind of bad, so I'm not actually going to include the name of the place. But I ordered pizza because my Lola used to call pizza pizza pie, and I thought it was the cutest and funniest thing ever. There's almost no better way to end the day than watching these views and to see the sunset. So I hope you enjoyed this video, getting to know what Christmas was like for us. I do hope you had an amazing Christmas with your family, and I will see you next year for another video. Bye everyone!